everyone, welcome to our Crazy Life Scotland. My name's Fiona, and in this craft and chat video I am going to show you how to make gorgeous, unique key rings or gifts for that special someone using UV resin and these gorgeous charm blanks from Beebeecraft. You may know that I am part of the Beebeecraft YouTube programme, and they did kindly gift me these charms in a recent order. If you missed the unboxing, I will link it for you. And I did promise I would show you what you can do to turn something like this, which is nice on its own, into something like that. And like that. A lovely espresso martini and a lovely ice cream sundae. I will put the links for these blanks in the description below, and I will also put my discount code which will give you 10% off your order at Beebeecraft. Right, let's get started. First of all, I think we'll make our little cocktail. This one that I made previously was an espresso martini, if you can't tell. It's a coffee coloured one and it's got little coffee dusting on the top. And the card that I'm going to put with it says it's 5 o'clock somewhere, which is just perfect for a cocktail, isn't it? This time I think I'm going to go with a red cocktail. I don't know what it is, a cosmopolitan. I'm not much of a drinker, so I don't really know much about cocktails. But I'm going to do a nice red cocktail with a bit of white froth, and I'm going to put a cherry on top this time, I think. So what I need to do first of all is get a little container, pour in my UV resin. This is Let's Resin UV resin, just because that's what I've got. I usually go between this and J Diction. So I'm going to put, we do need a fair bit, and I am going to use some of the red in the other charm as well. So yeah, I'll put a fair bit in. It's quite deceiving actually, they do take more resin than you think. Right, so I have got some UV resin in there. I am now going to pop some of my red mica powder. I tend to stay away from alcohol inks with UV resin because I can never get it to work. I don't know if you're not supposed to use alcohol inks in them, but I prefer just sticking to mica powder. Again, when you're using UV resin, you don't want to put too much colour in because the UV rays have to be able to get right through to be able to cure the whole thing. So it's easier just to add small amounts at a time. You can always add more, but you can't take it away. Right, that should do. The thing with mica powders is they do tend to go opaque, and really with a drink you want it to be as translucent as possible, but this should do. Again, because it's UV resin, I'm going to do it in a couple of small layers rather than doing it all at once, and that way there's a better chance of it curing properly. So I'm just going to pop some of that in there. Squish it about a bit, make sure it gets all over the bottom. Also, you want to try not to get it up the sides too much in case you end up getting red where you don't want red. I think I'm okay just now. Oh, don't spill your drink, Fiona. My goodness, that's good alcohol, that is. I'm actually not too worried about bubbles because it's a drink, so there may be bubbles in it anyway. So I'm not too fussed about trying to burst the bubbles. If you were, you could use a long neck lighter or something like that to get rid of them, maybe a wee spritz of alcohol, but I'm quite happy to let there be some bubbles in there. Now I'm going to pop this underneath my UV lamp. You might notice it's on a mirror, and that's basically to help reflect the UV rays back up, so it helps to cure from the bottom as well. So I'm going to put this on for probably just 90 seconds and then I can do my next layer. Okay, now that I've got the first layer not properly cured, but cured enough to do the next layer, but I did mention that I was going to be adding a cherry. Now what I've done here is I've got just a normal cocktail stick and I've taken about half of it off This is a little red bead that I had lying about, so I'm going to use that to look like a cocktail stick with a cherry, and it's going to sit in the drink like that. So I think I'm probably best to put my cocktail stick in now, so it's not sticking out too much at the top. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to put some UV resin on my stick and try to cure the bead in place so that it's not falling about everywhere. So I just want a small amount, roughly where I want the bead to stick. Like that. Pop the bead on there. I don't want too much excess because it will be obvious. Get my torch. I'll just slowly turn the cocktail stick round as I am curing it to make sure it's cured from all sides. You may notice I'm not wearing gloves. I don't mind not wearing gloves when I'm doing UV resin. It's entirely up to you though. I would say if you want to keep yourself safe and use them. Some people do, some people don't. I've never found an issue with my skin not wearing gloves. Although if you can see the state of my fingers and my nails, they're full of mica powder that I can't get off. It's an occupational hazard when you're a crafter, isn't it? Please let me know that everybody's the same. It's not just me. Right, that's fine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my next layer on and then I'm going to pop my stick in. So go back to our red again, some of that in there. Again, we don't want it too thick because I'm going to be putting a white layer on top. I'm going to pop my little cherry in. Like so, and give it a cure. Okay, now our stick should be nice and yep, that's in there nice and secure. Right, I'm going to do one more layer of the red and then I'm going to go on to the white. There we go. Right, I'm going to cure this now. I'm just doing 90 seconds at a time. Okay, now at this point I am going to turn it over. Just give it a little blast from the bottom. Hopefully our stick will be okay in there. Like that. Now while I'm doing that, I'm going to sort my white. I've cleaned my silicone tool and I'll give my little spoon a clean. And I'm going to pop some more UV resin just in this little tiny tub this time. You do need to be careful when you are mixing UV resin and you've got your lamp on. Keep it out the way of the lights. So I'm going to be using white again in this one and the next one, so I'll make a relatively large amount. I've got some white mica powder here. Again, just a small amount. That's perfect. It's just to look like a little bit of froth on the top of the cocktail. Right. Okay, now we're going to pop some of our white froth on the top. Again, just a small amount. And that should do. Right, I am going to pop this on to cure. This is our final layer, so I'm going to give it 180 seconds this time. Right, let us see. And there we have our cosmopolitan cocktail. So that's that done for just now. I'm going to put that to the side and we'll move on to our sundae and then we can add the keyring bits at the end. So we've got our empty sundae glass here and I'm going to start by putting some strawberry sauce in the bottom. So I'm going to clean my little tool again we're going back to our red, which I have had right out of the way of the UV light. And I really just want to I want to get a wee bit in the bottom, and I don't mind if I get some on the sides of the glass because we're going to want strawberry sauce on the sides anyway. So I'm going to put a couple of dollops, that's the technical term, a couple of dots, shall we say, there we go, just around the side, and then I'm going to let it sort of run down into the bottom and do its own thing. And I'll put a wee bit extra straight in as well. Now while I'm letting that run down the sides of the glass, I am going to prepare our ice cream, which is little tiny pom-poms. Well, I say pom-poms, they're like little mini snowball things that you get. I had them at Christmas. So they're just little tiny material-y type things. So we have a vanilla, which is fine. But to colour the other ones, I'm going to use acrylic paint pens. You can use paint, you can use anything you want. I'm going to get a brown one, so it's just an acrylic paint pen. I'm going to take another cocktail stick just to make it a wee bit easier to paint. So I'm going to pop my cocktail stick in there like that. It's just so that I can hold it and move it around when I'm painting. This is going to be our chocolate one. You can see what I'm doing, just go all the way around it. If you don't have any of these, you could probably use like cotton wool. Just take wee bits off at a time and roll it into a ball. You could even use polymer clay. If you've got beads this sort of colour, then you could use them. Just use your imagination. You don't even need to put ice cream in if you don't want. You could make it looking like fruit, so it's like a fruit cocktail. But I'm just going with what I've got. So there is my chocolate one. It doesn't need to be perfect because once it's in the dish you don't really see it. Pop it there to dry. I'm now going to do a red one for strawberry. I'll use the other side of my cocktail stick this time. I'll speed this up because you get the idea of what I'm doing. There's our strawberry one. Let that dry. And what else? I'll do a yellow one. And that can either be a yellow vanilla or a banana. And I'm going to do the same again. And there is my banana one. Now, how's our glass doing? You can't really see any left on the red now. It's all gone down to the, on the sides now, it's all gone down to the bottom. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop my vanilla one in there. I've not cured it yet. I'm just going to pop that in. I'm going to make sure that it's right in the resin. And then I'll add just a tiny little drizzle round the sides again, and I'll cure it before it has a chance to properly go down. Because we like strawberry sauce on the side of the glass, don't we? Let me know in the comments below, what's your favourite ice cream dish and what is your favourite ice cream sauce? I do love strawberry sauce, but I think chocolate is my favourite. Right, I'll let this cure for 90 seconds. Okay, now again, I wasn't too fussed about bubbles. I didn't check for bubbles or anything like that. There is quite a big one there, but that's okay because, again, when you're having an ice cream sundae, it all just sits at the one bit, doesn't it? When the ice cream starts to melt, that'll go away. So the next thing we want to do is put some more ice cream in, but we're just going to use clear resin this time because we want to be able to see the ice cream. So I'm just going to take some resin. Obviously there's a very big bubble there, so you want to get rid of that. So just take a tool and go in and pop any big bubbles like that. You will get some bubbles round about the cotton wool as well, because it's porous, so it will produce some bubbles. What you can do, if you don't want that, you can, wait, I need to pop, that's annoying me. If you don't want any bubbles round about it, what you can do is you can soak it in resin before putting it in your project, and that way it will get all the bubbles out of it first. Got a whole load of them there now. Wait, I'm going to get a torch. I don't mean a torch, I mean a long neck lighter. No, it's not wanting to come out, that bubble. Come on, I'll get my alcohol. There we go. It's a bit better. Right, what ice cream will we have next? Let's have a chocolate one. We're going to get more bubbles as we do this anyway. So I'm going to put the chocolate one in now. Pop it down a wee bit, just put it slightly to the side. And I'm going to cure this for 90 seconds. Okay, let's see how that's going. So we have still got the ice cream sticking out there. It's just been popped in at the bottom. So I'm going to add some more UV resin. You can of course use epoxy resin if you like, because it does take a fair amount. It looks smaller than it actually is, but I just think it's quicker and easier for small projects like this to use UV. Any bubbles? Got one down there, but that one's cured. Right, that's the bubbles out. Now before I cure this one, I'm going to pop our next one in, which I'm going to make strawberry. So I'll pop it to this side a little bit. Again, the placement doesn't really matter too much. In fact, we're getting quite close to the top here. So I'll cure this and then I'll do the vanilla. Okay, and I'm just going to do the same again for the yellow ice cream, so I'll speed that up for you. I've decided I'm going to add another vanilla one, so just a plain white one at the back here, because the more we put in, the less resin we need to use, which is good. And it's obviously a lot taller at the back than it is at the front. In fact, before I put that in, I'll pop some more resin. Give that a cure. Right, now my cat's just came in the window, so there's a good possibility it might walk in front of the camera in a moment. Now, what I want to do, I want to put some more clear resin up here, but I want to save space down here for the cream on top. So I am going to tilt it slightly and add the resin. Oh, look at the big bubbles down there. That's terrible, Fiona. Obviously, I'm just, oh, there he goes. Go on then, puppy cat. I'm just doing this quickly for the video, so I would take more care normally. Now he's meowing at the dog because the Hades, the husky, always wants to play with him. The other dogs don't care about him, but Hades just is fascinated by him and keeps going up and sniffing him, and Loman's like, I don't think so. I am going to cure that now. Just hold it at an angle while it's curing. Okay, so this is what we have at the moment. All I'm going to do now is pop some white on top to make it look like cream. Now, I know there is a way that you can get resin to look properly like cream, but I don't know how to do it, so I'm just going to go with this. So this is our white from earlier. Might need a wee bit more, we shall see. It's quite awkward when it gets to this stage because there's not much space there and I don't want it to all drip down. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to make up some more cream, but I'm going to sit it at an angle just now so that it's not all going to pop out. I'm going to do just a sort of thinnish layer just now and cure it, because I'm going to do another layer. Oh. That is the cat having a go at the dogs now. Right, so I've got some cream on there just now. I'm going to cure it. Oops. There we go. So what I'm going to do to finish it off is I'm going to drizzle some more strawberry sauce over, and then I'm going to add some sprinkles. Now these are real cake sprinkles, but they're out of date. So I just use them for my resin now. Just pop some in the lid so that I can get, maybe not that much, Fiona. And that way I can use my little tweezers to pick up the ones that I want. So I'm just going to drizzle some strawberry sauce over. So we're going to have a mixture of strawberry sauce and a bit of cream, just to give us something for the sprinkles to stick to. I don't want the huge sprinkles, which is easier said than done. There we go, use your fingers, it's much easier. I was trying to be posh, I don't know why, I'm never posh. Right, going to cure this. Okay, I gave that 2 lots of 90 seconds that time because it was our final layer, and there we have our ice cream sundae. There are quite a few trapped bubbles there because I wasn't paying that much attention to them because I was making the video, but it doesn't take away from the piece. I think it adds to it, to be honest. It gives it a bit more texture, a bit more interest, a bit more focus, and I love that. So what we need to do now is finish them off. This one here, our little Cosmopolitan, has got a hook, a little loop there for your keyring to go through. So what we need is, we're going to take a jump ring. Oh, just popped it right in the hole of my mat. That was clever, Fiona. There we go. Going to use our tools. Now when you're opening a jump ring, don't pull it apart. Twist the ends away from each other like that. Going to pop our jump ring on there. Take our keyring. Now these do come in your pack with the blanks. Pop that on the jump ring too. Then close it up. And there we have a Cosmopolitan cocktail keyring. I've made the "it's 5 o'clock somewhere" card to go with it, which I think is good, but you don't need to do that. For this, it hasn't got one of the little plastic loops on it, so it can be left as it is, which is what I have done with that one, and it can just be a wee decoration for somebody. And I don't know if you noticed, but I put a special gift for mothering sundae, as an ice cream sundae. I love a pun. But you can still, even if it's not got the loop, you can still turn it into a keyring or a pendant. And to do that, the pack also comes with these little eye hooks. So what we want to do is make a hole in the top of our resin and pop an eye hook in. So I have got a little handheld wireless drill here, but you can use, especially at this point when it's not overly cured, you can use a hand drill if you like, and you're just going to very carefully find the place you want it to be. I'll probably just go for relatively the middle. You don't want the hole to be too big or too deep, but you want it to be deep enough for your eye hook to fit in. And I don't want to go right through the plastic glass either, the blank. Let's see if our eye hook will fit. needs to be a little touch deeper. So just go back to the same hole. Yep, that's going to fit. So, oh, ping! What I'm going to do now is just pop a little tiny bit of UV resin. I'll do it on my mat actually. Just pop it in one of the holes. I want to take the bit that's going inside, carefully dip it in. Pop it in your hole. The hole's a tad deep, so I'm going to add a wee tiny touch of UV resin. Whoops, that's maybe a bit much, Fiona. It's actually a bubble. And you need to choose which way you want your hook to go. I quite like it sideways like that actually. And then just cure it. That's pretty solid, but I'll pop it under my lamp for 60 seconds to be on the safe side. While that's curing, I want to show you something else that I made. And I did use UV resin again, but I wouldn't do that again because it was a lot bigger than I thought and it used a lot of UV resin. So this was another blank from this kit, and it was the pint. And I put it on a card that says, "A perfect pint for a perfect dad," because I thought it would be really good for Father's Day or a dad's birthday, that sort of thing. And it's, can you see it's got a head on it? So again, it was just a sort of gold, yellow gold mica powder in the UV resin. I did it in layers, and then the white, like I did for the cream, to make the head of the pint. And yeah, I think that's turned out really, really nice. I will make more of these, but I will make it with epoxy rather than UV resin, but I just wanted to show you that. So now we just go ahead and add our jump ring and keyring attachment as before. So I'll do that off camera, and then I'll come back to you to let you see the finished products. Okay, so I remembered that this pack also comes with your tassels for your key rings, so I added them as well. So here is our Cosmopolitan keyring, ready to go. Isn't that gorgeous? It's lovely. That's it from the side. And our Sunday keyring, as you can see, it's nice and sturdy now. And I popped a little tassel on there as well. Oh, got a hair. What do we think? So I think they are absolutely gorgeous. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favourite. Could you think of anybody that you would like to give these to? That you would like. Can you think of anyone you would like to give them to as gifts? Now, if you fancy giving this a try yourself, remember the link for these blanks will be in the description of this video. And don't forget to use my code to get 10% off and save yourself some pennies. So once again, I want to say thank you to Beebeecraft for gifting me these. Now, there are a lot of other shapes in the pack as well. There's that beer glass, there's a latte glass, there's a whole load of other things as well. You will see all of them in my unboxing video, which I will link for you. So yeah, thank you again to Beebeecraft for gifting these to me. And thank you for watching and subscribing if you have. If not, please consider doing so. And please give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video, and talk to me in the comments below, and I will see you in our next one. Thanks everyone. Bye.